Hello and welcome to another Monster video, and I'm very excited today because it's the 1st of April and it's time for me to get my Monster back on the road. Have it off the road for the winter because there's not really a lot of point in riding it over the winter time. I've got another bike to do that. But the MOT is booked in for the end of this week. I've got one or two little things that I need to have a look at on it. I need to take a little look at the horn because it's not always, not always doing anything. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. We'll find out when I start it up. Otherwise, just give it a bit of a general run. The current MOT hasn't run out on it yet, so I've still got about 3 weeks left on that. But what I'll need to do is just to tax it first, just tax it for 6 months. That'll keep me going until the end of September, which is really, I really want to keep this bike on the road during the summer months. And then just give it a general shakedown, I suppose, a little ride out, maybe take it out for about an hour, see if anything needs looking at. Hopefully not though, as far as I know, the horn is the only issue, so let's have a look at that and see what I can do about it. I had actually wanted to trickle charge the battery before I did my first startup, but the leaf my up to make didn't arrive in time. So I'm just hoping it will all be okay. I think it's been about a month since the engine was last run. It's been a long winter for the Monster, last on the road in September. I've given it a few startups over the winter just to sort of keep the engine moving so that it's not too long in between runs. But the tank's pretty much empty. I've just been out and filled up my my tank, my little jerry can with 2.5 litres of Shell V-Power. So I'll just fill it up, and then the first thing to do will be to give it a run for about 20 minutes and just make sure everything's still okay. Right, not really expecting any issues, but let's see what happens. Well, so far so good. Just going to put the kettle on. Well, after a little bit of playing around, it seems that the horn will work if you sort of, a regular pressing's not going to cut it. But just sort of go at the top of the button there. Oh, I did it a minute ago. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. So it will do it. So I'm guessing it's just a poor contact inside, so hopefully that's going to be something very simple. I guess I'm going to have this apart. But hopefully just, I'm crossing my fingers, just a bit of contact cleaning, maybe a bit of sanding and some electrical contact. That might fix it. Until then though, I'm just going to let this run up to temperature a few times, get the fan started, just check everything else is alright, but it should be. Well, all good, no problems there. I think now it's time to get that horn switch apart and find out why that's not working. Right, back in the garage, I'm just looking at this and words that may come back to haunt me, but this looks like a fairly simple process to get this apart. Just 1, 2, 3 Allen bolts in there. So let's carefully undo those and see what's underneath. Right, hopefully this is something quite simple. Let's hope it's not too much of a can of worms I'm opening here. Oh, that was quite loose. Yeah, that was quite loose as well. That's slightly concerning. Right, so that's what we revealed there. Trying to open that up. So that was obviously just around the bar there. and that wraps around, and the horn switch just there, just beneath there. So we've got another screw there. Let's take that out and see what that reveals. There we go. That's what's underneath. So I'm hoping that just by cleaning this out and maybe by reseating it, I'll get a bit more positive action on the horn. So here's a closer look at what I've just pulled out of the handlebars, and it's quite simple, really. Sort of button goes in there into the spring, and as that's pushed in, that makes contact with the other part of the switch. I can't really see any obvious problems with it. There's no sign of corrosion really, so hopefully a blast of contact cleaner and a reseat will be all it takes to get this operational again. Yeah, you can see that that's sort of fetching some of that off. There we go, that's probably enough. Should be fairly simple to see how that works. That's a bit of plastic around there. The spring's obviously made of metal. Once the button's pushed in, the metal part of the button makes contact with that, completes the circuit, and that's how the horn sounds. Right, I'll start putting this back together again now. First thing to do will be to put the switch in, and you need to see that the switch actually locates. There's a little bit of plastic just sticking up there, and if you look in the switch, it's got a little groove there just to help to locate it, so that obviously needs to go in there. There we go. And the next part is the spring. Just on top there. Just get a pair of pliers for that. Right. I wonder if we can cheekily try this out with the ignition on without running the engine. Let's see. Oh yes. Music to my ears. Well, very pleased with that. The only thing I need to do now is to clean, lube and tension the chain. And then once that's done, I can tax the bike and we can take it out for a little ride and see if there's anything else it needs looking at. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Faith No More weren't singing about cleaning and lubing motorcycle chains in their 1985 song We Care A Lot, but they might as well have been. It's over soon enough though, and with this job done, I've taxed the bike and got it ready for its first run of the year.
Oh, this feels very strange after riding the multistrada. Okay, let's just take it nice and gentle while I get used to it again. I am in urban mode, so I'm not going to be pushing the envelope just yet. I seem to remember from the last time I rode this after a bit of a layoff, the gear change was quite stiff. So let's see if it's the same now. Oh yeah, a little bit. Not too bad though. Not too bad. Always feels like riding a scooter after being on the multistrada for so long, but I still get used to it. We're just going to go for a nice little ride. Don't really want to be more than an hour, but just enough to just check that it's all right. Let's try that horn. Very good. Very good. Well worth doing. Oh, the mirrors are completely in the wrong place. Probably should have checked that before I set off. Right, it's time for our first little pit stop. This is one of my local garages, and hopefully they've got some of the good stuff in here. I'm kind of trying to keep these bikes running on premium unleaded as much as I can anyway at the moment. Let's see how good I'm at sticking to that. Oh dear, that's slightly inconvenient. Hopefully it's too much of a trouble to do it off this one. Okay. Right, we're away, and we're now in touring mode, which is kind of giving access to full power, but slightly calmer throttle profile, which is kind of good for me. I've not ridden this for a while. I've not really done much riding at all over the winter, really. I only got back on the multistrada just a couple of weeks ago after it done its winter service, so just taking it easy for the moment. Well, everything's going really well, so to celebrate, we're in Rudyard now. I'm just going to stop at one of my favourite little places for a bit of a break, and that's the Rudyard Hotel. If I get myself a nice decaf latte, or maybe a cappuccino, and I'm sure I'll have some liver cake as well. Okay, I did it neutral. Well, look at that, fantastic, a decaffeinated cappuccino. I think that was a mint tiffin, I think it said. Well, this is definitely one of my favourite spots to come. I've got myself something nice to drink and eat as well. Really pleased with how things have gone with the Monster. I wasn't really expecting any problems, but it's been perfect, and just reminds me so much why I like riding it, really. Probably for the past 2 years, it's been off the road during the winter, and I've thought, oh, do I really need to keep 2 bikes? Because the multistrada just seems to get all the attention. And then every time, I certainly remember last year taking it for its MOT, thinking this is the last time I'm going to ride it. I definitely decided I was going to sell it. And then I took it to a ride to the MOT station, and on the way back I just thought, I can't get rid of this, it's too much fun. So I thought, well, as long as I can keep looking after 2 bikes, I'll keep doing it. And so the Monster stayed because of that. And then just riding it here, just a reminder of how nimble it is and how nice it is. It's a different experience than riding the multistrada. They're both Ducatis, and they've both got that Ducati thing about them, but the Monster's definitely different. And yeah, I'm really happy it's back on the road, and I'm happy that the horn's sorted out as well. After I finish this lovely little snack I've got for myself, I'm just gonna have a little ride home over the top through Lask Edge, and I could probably ride through Brown Edge on the way back. And then, as long as we're all happy with that, it will go in, and then tomorrow, if I've got time, I'm going to treat it to a nice wash, a good, clean, thorough wash. Well, good morning and welcome back. It's MOT time, and I'm just making my way across the city, across Stoke-on-Trent to Bike Tech, where I'm getting my bike MOT'd. Went out yesterday, did 130 miles on a beautiful spring day. Went all across across the edge of Staffordshire, up through Shropshire and Cheshire, and just across the border into Wales to the Airbus factory. Went to a nice little cafe diner called Chucks Away. Was out most of the day on it. I think I left at about 10 in the morning and was back at 5 in the evening. So a long day and quite tiring to spend so long on the Monster. It's not really a bike for all day comfort, I will say that. I did stop a few times though. But yeah, an absolutely great ride. No faults with the Monster. Other than I was sort of noticing this a little bit last year, that around 4,000 revs there's just a little bit of hesitation. So I did a little bit of research last night because I really started to notice it yesterday, and I wonder if a map might sort that out. Then again, it is only slightly irritated at the moment, so I'll see how I get on with it. But apart from that, we're off to the MOT centre. Should only just take about 20 minutes just for me to get across the city, and yeah, we'll see if the Monster is going to pass its MOT. Nice. One way. Well done, mate. Right, is this it? Yes, this is it. So I have to negotiate my way in here. Right, let's see how we get on. Well, it's in there now, just getting done. Chappie runs it's giving me a very nice latte, so I guess we'll see what happens. Kind of feels like sitting an exam or something there, doesn't it? Thanks a lot, Russell. See you, Chris. It's all right, mate. Well, fantastic news. The Monster's passed. I've just had a little bit of an advisory for the rear tyre. He reckons it's got about 1,000 miles left in it, which probably seems about right. I don't like a massively crazy rider. But just got talking to a chap there called Chris, turned up in a Monster 821, just like mine, so we're having a good chat about that. He loves this just as much as I love mine. And yeah, hopefully we'll meet up and go for a ride. I'll give him my number, and yeah, so yeah, I'm really happy. So, not planning a big ride today, especially not after doing that massive one yesterday, so I'll just head on home and might give this Monster a little treat. Right, back in the garage and really pleased that the Monster's passed its MOT. I did say that I was going to give the Monster a little treat when I got it back, and look what I've got here. I've had these knocking about for a little while now. This is some Evo Tech folding levers, pretty much as new. Got them for about half what they cost new from a guy on the Ducati forum. So I think that it's time to get these fitted. This is a very simple job. You'll just need a 10mm spanner for the clutch lever and a 20mm socket for the brake lever. Do what I should have done and wear disposable gloves because there's a bit of grease on those levers. When you're doing the brake lever, watch out for the pin that fits inside the assembly. I just put a bit more grease on it when I put everything back together. Finally, I just gave the new levers a wipe down with a rag to get rid of the gunk. Right, that's it then, all done. Levers are back on. Very pleased with how they look. I perhaps need a little bit of tweaking just to get them set up right next time I go out. So thank you for watching. It's been nice to have you along, and there should be another video coming along very soon. See you then.